Hi, I'm Walker&Williams, and today I've got a Hedera Hashgraph HBAR update for you. So there's been loads and loads of stuff happening in the space, and I think that's going to be the case more and more as we move forward. Why? Because things are exponential. So the bigger it grows, the more it does, the bigger it grows. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. The NFT market is heating up. So in general, across the board, the NFT market, there are people piling into the space. It's incredible. It's a fun place to be. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of creative people, some crazy ideas flying around. It's an amazing place to be. And it's such a good thing for Hedera Hashgraph. Why? Because like in the video I made previously about the circles, the money circle and the utility circle, and the more people who interact with cryptocurrency, not just buying cryptocurrency, but actually using it, utilizing cryptocurrency to trade, to do something, the more people that realize how amazing Hedera Hashgraph really is. NFTs is a really easy gateway into that experience. So people who otherwise might never use cryptocurrency for the foreseeable future, or certainly in the short term, will buy a piece of art they like, buy their favorite artist, buy a comic book, whatever it may be. And they'll have that utility interaction with Hedera Hashgraph, which does two things. It exposes more people to Hedera Hashgraph who have done that because they're not interested in crypto, but they love Conor McGregor. They want to buy the latest signed thing by Conor McGregor, which is an NFT, and they interact with Hedera Hashgraph, for example. So it's a practical use case equals experience. So they get to experience transacting and how easy that is. And if they move from, for example, GoMint, which is a site on Hedera Hashgraph that you can, on the internet that mints with Hedera Hashgraph, and you can buy something, it's seamless and cheap and it's so easy to do. And then they see something on OpenSea they like and they go to do the same experience and they realize the difference, particularly for the artist end of it, by the way, because of the gas fees and so on and so forth, which I've explained in previous videos. If you haven't seen those videos, both on NFTs and the utility circle, I strongly suggest you watch them. I'll put links in the description below. Okay, so Hashport launches. What is Hashport? I'm going to do a whole separate video on Hashport because I think it warrants it. But very briefly, because this is just an update, it's like a news flash. What is Hashport? Hashport is, if you can imagine this white square here, this is the Hashgraph. So this is Hedera Hashgraph, and this white square over here is Ethereum. There's the foundation you can build on. There's the foundation you can build on. Let's not get bogged down with the differences because I've done that before. Video link in the description below. But what is it? So Hashport on Hedera Hashgraph with Polygon on Ethereum are blocks built on the foundation that can seamlessly talk to each other. What does that mean and why is it important? If you're an artist and you're creating NFTs, or you're a solicitor and you're creating contracts, or you're doing anything on the Ethereum platform and you're sick of sometimes up to an hour finality, you're sick of it costing £9,000 to send £6,000 worth of Ethereum on the Ethereum network, and you're sick of it costing 40 or 100 or 150 sometimes dollars to mint one NFT picture on Ethereum. If you already have stuff on Ethereum, you can seamlessly send it over to Hedera Hashgraph and you get all the benefits of the, sort of the greenest crypto, it being the altcoin, it being ultra fast, ultra cheap, ultra secure. So it's a bridge that connects the two, which is fantastic. So again, going back up here to exposure, it exposes more people to the Hedera Hashgraph network, which is why it's good. It's good for the planet. It's good for the people who are stuck currently or thought they were stuck in Ethereum. You're not stuck in Ethereum. You can move over through Polygon, Hashport, and you're on the Hashgraph. And there's some big players in Hashport. And again, I'm going to do a video on Hashport, so don't worry. But WorldPay is one of the massive companies participating in Hashport. So the future potential of that over there is massive when it comes to money. Okay, so moving on, Fortune 500 and Fortune 10 company customers. So Lehman won't / can't say who, but a Fortune 500, at least two Fortune 500 companies, in fact, are using Hashgraph in the EU for tracking VAT. So they're not both doing that, but one of them is doing that. So they're tracking value-added tax here in the UK, and in Europe we have VAT. It's at different levels in different places for different products. And that's one of these companies, and we don't know who yet, Fortune 500 company. I mean, it's not HMRC because they're not a Fortune 500 company, but a Fortune 500 company is tracking value-added tax as it crosses borders So that's a really, really important use case because it's very closely tied to the UK HMRC, Her Majesty's Revenue Customs. And the reason that's important is because they're quite a substantial part of the government. So it's a not even a backdoor, it's a side door route into government, you know, and before we know it, if this goes really well, and actually HMRC notice a massive spike in revenue from lack of fraud, lack of mistake, human error, and so on. If they see a massive spike, maybe somebody somewhere at HMRC says, we want to be using this tech across the board. And what an amazing thing that would be for the project. Standard Bank have started to build an ID network. Oh, sorry, I've jumped. Okay, so, oh yeah, and there's a Fortune 10 company. Now, Lehman has mentioned this twice before, still no hints as to who it is or what they're doing, but there is a Fortune 10 company, one of the Fortune 10 companies, and there's a list of them up on the screen now. One of those guys is doing something massive with Hedera Hashgraph. I can't find even a whisper of what that is for fact on the internet. Loads of opinion, loads of guesses, not many facts at the moment. When I meet Lehman, maybe if he hasn't announced it before the second week in December, I can ask him if he whispers it to me. Maybe I can whisper it into the mic. Okay, Standard Bank, biggest bank in Africa. I've done a whole thing on them before. Have started to build an ID network on Hedera Hashgraph to allow millions of people access to services they otherwise couldn't access. So what does that mean? It basically means that Standard Bank, there's a massive problem in Africa with, I mean, you've got a lot of people who don't have electricity and running water, let alone identification. So what does that mean? It means that they can't access doctors. It means law enforcement's a lot harder because the police can't ID people and so on and so forth. So the applications, when you don't know who anyone is and you're trying to prove who you are and you can't, you can imagine the bottleneck that is for a society that's trying to grow and trying to be, you know, organized and lawful. So Standard Bank are developing this app on the Hedera Hashgraph network that will allow millions of people to have identification that can be carried on a digital device such as a smartphone, you know, a very cheap smartphone. I've talked about all of this in Africa when Standard Bank became a governing council member. But they'll be able to carry that and they'll be able to show who they are, and the policeman, the doctor, whoever, the bank, whoever it may be, will know that that person is that person for sure because it's backed by the Hedera Hashgraph security. Okay, and the final piece of very big news recently is we have a new GC member. So a big warm welcome to Servicenow. You've probably heard, if you're into the Hedera Hashgraph and you're into HBAR and you're in the space, you've probably picked up on this, you will have seen it. It's a company called Servicenow. Who are they? What do they do? Okay, they're an American company based out of California. They help companies manage digital workflows through software. Sounds like a load of fluff and nonsense. What is it? What does that mean? What does it mean in real life? Okay, well, it's really simple, super simple to understand. These guys are the guys you go to if you've got a small, medium or large business and you want to track workflow digitally. So let's say, for example, you've got 10 people and they all use mobile phones, and if a mobile phone breaks or their computer breaks, they want to report it to IT, and then IT can order a new one. So rather than, for example, or HR or whatever department you're dealing with. So I've got a phone, I've got 30 members of staff in my company, and guys, if you ever need a new phone because yours is broken, because you've at the end of your contract, because it's been stolen, because it's been lost, you don't ring up Richard in the office and say, hi Richard, I need a new phone, blah, blah, blah. No, you fill in a form, okay, without having to disturb anybody else. You fill that in, you send it off. That software automatically sends that form to the right people who might have to authorize it. And there might be 3 or 4 different people in a big enough company. So the manager authorizes it, the manager's manager, the other type of manager, they all authorize it. Once it all gets authorized automatically around the company, it all collates that, sends it to a computer that automatically orders that iPhone from whichever network provider you may be with. And it does all that seamlessly and automatically. Another example would be when you will have actually interacted with the software. There's a good chance you've actually interacted with Servicenow and not known it. When you ring one of these big companies and you say, for example, in the UK, it would be Sky TV. You ring Sky TV and you say, there's a person on a headset with a computer in front of them and the software on their computer is provided by Servicenow. You say, okay, there's a bar on the top, and they say, how can I help? Is it a fault? Is it an upgrade? Is it more data? Is it this? Is it that? Is it you want to buy movies? Is it a package? There's a problem with my box. So they click problem with the box, the problem tab comes up and they've got a sheet in front of them. Can you describe the fault? And you describe the fault and enter it all. And then it fills out the form. and then you click send, and then it can do anything you want it to. It can be sent to different people. It can record the information. So at the end of the year, we can say, okay, we know we've got 100,000 customers, 10,000 of them had this fault, 2,000 of them had that fault. This is how it was resolved. This is how much it cost the business in loss of customer. This is how much it cost the business in terms of repair. So, and you can track the whole thing and seamlessly. And the other thing that makes this very, very unique is that you have what's called off-the-shelf software packages, which basically means all companies need to, so on a form, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you're going to want to know the customer's name, you're going to want to know the customer's phone number, the customer's email address. You know, there are certain things, remits that you've got to fill. All companies want to know. It can fill that automatically if they're already a customer, and it sort of auto-generates when they call, automatically come through. But if it's a new customer and you're onboarding people, then you can fill that out. Now, you can ask for a mandatory mandatory application, which has got, you know, name, and as I said, but then you can alter it, and it's completely customizable from literally just adding an extra box. So whereas one company might want to know your phone, your serial number, which is 10 digits long, this company wants to know your ID number, which is 24 digits long. And so you can customize it like that, as little a customization as that. You can add extra lines to the form, all the way through to being able to add completely different and extra functions. For example, when this company presses send, it goes to a data center that does XYZ. And when this company presses send, they want it to do ABC. So, and it's completely customizable, and they do that with you and for you. So you can either do that in-house, you can build your own apps and software on top of their software, a bit like over here with Hashgraph and Hashport, or they'll do that for you for a charge. Okay, so real world application company, and these guys, believe me, are no joke. Servicenow are no joke. They've got customers worldwide. Revenue in 2020, $4.519 billion with a B dollars, with a net profit of $118 million. So they made $118 million net profit last year, which equates to $323,287.67 a day. That's $323,000 a day. Not bad if you can get it. So market cap of 137.36 billion. They've got 6,900 customers, and 80% of Fortune 500 companies get value. And I've put get value at the end because what great wordplay. So it's not 80% of Fortune 500 companies are their customers, but get value. So it might be that 250 or 50% of the Fortune 500 companies are customers, which is incredible, by the way. I'm not denying that. And it could be that the other 30% interact with those companies, and so they get value from it because they interact with each other, and the software that this company has makes this company's, which isn't a direct customer of this the Servicenow, it makes their life a lot easier. So they get value. But 80%, hook or by crook, who cares? 80% of the Fortune 500, that's the 500 biggest companies in America by market cap, get value from Servicenow. And these guys and all of the people they bring with them and all of that success and revenue and exposure and just sheer genius they bring with them to the table, they're now sat at the Hedera Hashgraph table. So that's a great thing, and we're very proud I am very proud to have them as a governing council member. So welcome to you. So that's it for right now, guys. Quick update on the NFTs. Between you and I, I'm going to be launching my own NFT project, and it's going to be amazing. So please stay tuned for that. Congratulations to the guy who won the coins. I'm going to be doing another coin giveaway on Twitter. In fact, I'll do that either tonight or tomorrow at the very latest. I've got a load more videos coming up, both on the cryptocurrency. I've got a cryptocurrency general, not HBAR specific, but general update to do. I've got the video on the Hashport coming. That's going to be an interesting one. We're getting closer and closer to the countdown of the interview with Lehman Bird. I'm really, really looking forward to that. If you've got any questions for him, please leave them in the comments below. I'll have a look, and I'm going to be asking at least 5 questions from viewers. I've got 1 or 2 at the moment, so there's still 3 spots left. We've got the giveaway, and that's about it. Have a good evening. I'll see you soon.